Okay, Bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, everyone that's watching this live on everywhere. Welcome back to what a day we can take take talk with us, with me as the host Rabisaki and as the uh, teacher is Zaki Alikan. Okay, you may start now, Zaki Alikan.
Okay, thank you, Ravizaki, for beginning our live today. And for the material that I bring in this weekend, in our event, as usual, we can teach talk. I bring some material that with the title are BGP concept and basic configuration. And I will introduce what is BGP, and I will try and practice about BGP configuration with a few router in the lab with FNG. Okay, directly going to the slide that with the title BGP concept and basic configuration in this weekend about weekend teach talk. I'll go into the first slide. Why is BGP always used? Okay, if there are some question for another people that why we should use BGP for our routing protocol, why we always use BG for our router, and why we didn't use as the normal protocol routing as OSPF or HRP or RIP and another protocol routing as IP and OSPF. And there is that different function from BGP. What is it? The different function that why people always use BGP in the router or in the field or in the company, that BGP are the routing protocol that used for the router as the ASBR. And what is the work or the assignment for the ASBR router? The ASBR have the function that will be the one of router from it AS. And what is AS? AS is autonomous system that have the function for make a cluster for the company. As Telkomsat or telecom company have their own AS for have the different cluster, and then in the AS there are router that only Telkomsat router, and the function from AS are for make the router are different with another router, and it will make the other router strange router cannot be connect or cannot be established the relationship with the router from Telkomsat company, and that is function from BGP. And then BGP work instance. BGP work instance, it is research from BGP, and what does BGP work and what is the function from the BGP, that why company always use BGP for the router. Okay, for the instance, there is this customer and then ESP and then internet. And the customer and ESP on the different side or in the different AS. We say the customer on the AS1 and then the second router or ESP on the AS2. And the router are in the different AS. And what if the router what if the router doesn't use BGP? I think the customer is want have the established relationship with the ESP router, because it on the different AS that it if the router on different AS, the router should have the BGP relationship. So the router that on the different AS will have the new relationship or the new connection, so that the router will have the relationship or connection that they can deliver the new packet or request packet. And as the customer, the connect to the ESP with BGP routing protocol, and the customer are have the routing information from ESP, and how the customer can deliver the request packet from the client to the internet. Each for sure, the request from the customer will deliver to the internet from the ESP, and customer have the relationship with ESP because of IPv4 public address from the ESP that provide to the customer. The customer will not connect to the ESP if the ESP will not give or provide the public IP address. And because that public IP address is very influenced to the customer or the SP for have the new relationship. And then if there are some request packet from the client for the customer, it will deliver to the internet from the ESP, and then the request packet will answer from the internet or the server uh, that the client request about, and it will deliver to the ESP and then give it to the customer and the client. Okay, the router in the instance only use one public IP that provided by ESP1. What if the customer router need two ESP? Should they use two public IP address? Okay, there is the important question that we have to answer because uh, it is involved about BGP concept, and customer can rent public IP by itself. If what if one customer have two ESP, two ESP for one for active and one for backup, or the both of ESP is the both of ESP are used for load balancing or ether channel. Okay, I think should the customer router have two public IP address from the both of router or the both of ESP? The answer is no. The customer could be ran public IP address by itself from the IANA. That after the customer had ran the public IP address, the customer could connect to the another ESP, to one of ESP or two ESP, or the different or more of two ESP that connect to the customer, because customer doesn't use the public IP that provided from the ESP because it have a new public IP address that ran from the ANA company. And then the router could be have the connection with Ether channel or with load balancing or failover. We call that redundant, and because that have a public IP address by itself is very important advantage for the router. And what if customer router doesn't use BGP? Okay, why we should have the BGP connection or relationship for our router? Okay, what if the customer router doesn't use BGP? What if router 2 doesn't have BGP relationship with router 1? And what if router 4 doesn't have BGP connection to the router 5? The router 2 have the different AS with router 1 as a AS1, and router 4 on the AS2 have the different AS as to router 5 as a AS3. What if a bottom router doesn't have the BGP connection with the other router in the different AS? I think the request packet from the client from the router T, okay, for the instance, there are request packet from the client from router 3 that the client want to access google.com or Google server. The client will request, and the request packet will deliver to the Google server. Router 3 will deliver it to the router 2, and then router 2 will deliver it to the another router on the out of AS that router 1. And if router 2 only use IGP relationship or IGP connection with router 1, the packet that delivered from router 2 to router 1 will not accept. It will not agree from router 1 because of the router on different AS should have the BGP relationship that because of that, if router 2 only use IGP as OSPF or HRP or RIP, the request packet from router 3 or the other client will not deliver to the Google server because Google server is on a different AS. Because of that, router 2 need relationship to the other router that on a different AS, like that. And if router want to deliver some packet, the router should have the information to another router, isn't it? Yes. If router want to deliver some packet, the router should have the information to another router on different AS or on the same AS. As router 3 should have the router information from router 2, and router 3 should have information from router 4, and router 4 should have the routing table or information from router 5. And there are three kind of BGP advertisement that BGP use uh, for have the routing information from the other router in the same AS or the other AS. The first is they advertise only a default route that 0.0.0/0 and also the subnet mask. And then they advertise the default route a partial routing table that the router will deliver several information to the customer router, and then they advertise the full routing table that entire routing table from the words are advertised to the customer router so that the customer router can choose where is the way or where is the traffic that it want to use. It want to deliver the packet. It want to use for failover or the other method. But the requirement for have the full routing table, the router are need the maximum specification, the high specification that if only the router is sorry, I said it cheap router, a router will not agree, will not the router cannot have the full interrouting table because full interrouting table have uh, the full interrouting table are need the high specification so that can save the full interrouting table that have the highly information because it will save the full internet routing from the word. So the router could choose where is the traffic that it want to use, where is the traffic that it want to configuration, or where's the way that it want to deliver the packet. And the first one is default route. The image that you can see as the customer, it can use the default route that 0.0.0, and because of default route, router customer could use the minimum of specification from the router. Only with chip router, customer router could be used as the ASBR or customer. And how about the configuration from the default route? With default route, customer router only need one of configuration router that 1.0.0.0, and then the gateway are going into S2 router and S3 router, and it is all can be used only minimal specification from the router because router will not save the partial routing table or the entire routing table from the word, and it's different with hardened routing table that the router will save several routing information from the router from the BGP router or the router from the different AS that the partial routing ESP will grant the several routing information from the word or from the internet that not entire but only several routing information from the internet that taken by ESP, and then it will deliver to the customer. And then there are full internet routing table. The customer need the high specification for staff the full internet routing table because it will take the entire routing table in the world so that customer could choose where are the traffic that it can be used for deliver some packet request from the client to the destination. And full, you can see full The SP will deliver the full internet routing table or routing information, and it will save in the routing table. And those are the kind of BGP advertisement. So now we'll try for configuration BGP with if ng. Okay, I will enter first to the if. Okay, I will make the new router with Cisco IOL. Okay, that is Cisco IOL. Cisco and then number of node I will add two because I need to therefore have to establish a relationship about BGP. Okay, and then I will save. I will start about the router. Okay, I'm not saying yet that if you want to have the relationship BGP relationship, the both of router are need the direct connection with static route or OSPF route. We'll practice it here, and I will begin from the router 6. Okay, just waiting for the booting. Also, I will activate from the router 7. Hang on. No, would you like to enter initial configuration dialog? I will click for no. Also router 7. And I will enter to router 6 with change the host name to router 6 like this. And then we'll see. Okay, sorry. I'm not connecting yet the router with the cable like this. With the interface, you have to remember that Ethernet 0/0. Okay, like this. And then I will active a boot of router. And I'll try for use it again. Also router 6. Is just booting the router. We need few of minute for waiting it. Okay, just hang on. Okay. Okay. So replace the host name as the router 6, and because of the interface that we'll use for have the connection with router 7, we use Ethernet 0.0. I will enter to the Ethernet 0.0 and add the new IP address for the addressing to the router 7 address. I want 10.10 and 1 and the subnet mask with /30 prefix that 152 like this. And don't forget for no shutdown the interface. Router 7, I will change the host name router 7 and going to the interface ether 0/0 and turn it on the interface, and we are going to add an IP address for connect to router 6 on the same network that 10.10.10.2 with /30 prefix like this. Okay, and the next I will, because of BGP have the requirement for have the connection that the router need have the directly connect with the IGP routing protocol, static routing or OSPF. But here I will use that OSPF for have the directly connection from the router with router OSPF 10, and then I'll add the IP that I had uh, added on the interface internet 0/0, the wildcard mask and area, also on the router 7 for OSPF 10, network 10.10, and the wildcard mask also the area. And then we have to configure the AS, and these are the configuration. We need external BGP protocol. Okay, here it is. The first one that we have config, we have to start first. What's the AS that we will use? I will use AS1 as the router 6, and I will use AS2 as the router 7. And then we'll going to the BGP routing protocol with router BGP 1. Why 1? Because like I said before, I will use AS1 as the router 6, router BGP 1, and we'll see the configuration, and then the neck board, and then the IP address, and remote AS, like that. Okay, the configuration from the router 6 first, router BGP 1, and then we will neck board, and then the IP address from the router 7 that connect from the Ethernet 0/0. Okay, why 10.0, 10.10.10, and then 0.2? Because this IP address is the IP address from the Ethernet 0/0 from the router 7, and will enter to the BGP 1, and then remote AS2. Why 2? Because the AS from router 6 is the AS1, and then the AS from router 7 is AS2. So we'll remote the AS2, and this is the IP address from the router as AS bearer on the AS2, and enter. Okay, just that. And also on the router 7, we'll configure the BGP router 7. Okay, we're going to router BGP 2 because router 7 as a AS2 on the BGP routing protocol, and router 7 as the AS bearer router. Router BGP 2, then network 10.10.10.1 is the IP address from router 6, and then remote AS that AS1 is the AS from router 6. Okay, it will give some output that the new agency from the routing protocol BGP. Okay, this is the output that we have successful for have the new connection with BGP router. We can do show IP route. Okay, there isn't some of IP address that deliver from BGP, because that I need one of IP address from loopback interface with IP address 1.1.1 and with /32 prefix. That, and I will advertise to the BGP 1, and these are the configuration. So I'll do show IP route first. 1.1.1 is directly connect from loopback 1. Okay. and I will advertise with 1.0.0.0 and then the prefix. Oh, sorry. There is the new configuration with mask. If we use BGP, the first specification is IP address and then the mask with mask word like this. Okay, it will deliver to the router 7, I think. We just do show IP route. Okay, it's not showing yet. Okay, just wait for a minute. But we can make sure that our BGP is successful with do show IP BGP like this. Because of there isn't or there are some networks that advertise from BGP with this configuration or this input, it will not showing anything because will not uh, we are not delivering yet about some of network that I just try for advertise this network, but it's not showing yet from the router 7. Which I route. I'll try again. Okay, I think it's failed, but I'll try for deliver it again with network 1.1.1. Okay, I forgot about the mask. Like this. I think it will show from the 7. Okay. It's successful for advertise from the router 6 IP address from interface loopback 1 and then it advertised to the router 7 and it's successful and there's the router flag that B and it means that BGP advertisement or BGP IP address. Okay, maybe that's all from me. For the BGP concept and configuration, we have successful for configuration BGP with 2 router and then I have explained about BGP concept from work instance and then why customer need public IP address and then what if customer doesn't use BGP and then the kind of BGP advertisement. Maybe that's all for me and I will bring it back to the host. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you, Zaki Alikans, for the material. Maybe that's all from us. Okay, thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.